If you're looking to build some strong number sense with the numbers up to 20, I strongly recommend you make yourself some bead kebabs. Now, I learnt this one from Professor Ann Gervasoni. And so all you'll need is a kebab stick or a skewer, and these little things on the end here, they're drywall plugs. So they're the little plastic things that when you're drilling, wanting to screw something into plaster, you stick those in the wall, and then the screws, when you screw into them, will expand. But they work perfect to secure our beads with a little bit of hot glue or just super glue in there as well to keep them on all nice and tight. And so the way these bead kebabs work is we've got 4 5s alternating in colours. So we're grouping it in 5s, which is great for beginner learners because they only really ever have to subitize up to a maximum of 5 to be able to see what that collection is. So once you've created your bead kebabs, a really simple and fun game you can play is a game of tug of war. So between 2 people, you sit the bead kebab in between you and you split the beads half and half, so each person starting with 10, and then you roll a 6-sided dice. And like a game of tug of war, you take turns trying to steal whatever you roll. So if these were my beads, I've just rolled a 5, so I have to steal 5 of my opponent's beads. But then the most important part of this game is that every time we're trying to take someone's beads or justify how many we now have, we want to be able to do it in the least amount of steps because we really want to focus on the actual structure in terms of knowing how many we've got and not just relying on counting by ones. So instead, after rolling a 5, of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and adding that to my total, well, in this case, I can already see that I've got 5 straight away because I know it's structured in 5, so I can just take that 5 in one go, just like that. Then, once I've taken my opponent's beads, I have to justify my new total. Now again, I don't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way up to 15. Ideally, I'd like my students to be able to go, well, I just know this is 15 because I've got a 10 and 5, and 15 is 10 and 5 more. But they might not be quite there yet, but instead of having to count by ones, you could talk about, well, start with what you know. Well, we know that 2 5s is 10, so can we count on from that? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So then once I've described my total and how many I've got, my partner would need to do the same and discuss how they know what they've got left. Game continues going backwards and forwards until someone ends up with all the beads.